Hello everybody, welcome back. It is Alex Subhuman here with United Pop Melbourne. Today we're going to continue on with a project we started last week, which is this one. So today we're creating the second drop synth. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so we're going to go basic shapes into a sine wave. Why are we using a sine wave? Because we're about to do some FM synthesis. So let's chuck on our operator here, phase randomization down again, and we're going to go and do some wavetable again. This one here, going to drink the juice. What does that sound like? This little button here is going to cycle through the wavetable. So, oh, how cool is that? Like an angry goblin. Lovely. FM in from oscillator 2. LFO 1 is going to control the amount over time. What we also want to do is have an LFO controlling the wavetable position. But for this one, I don't want the same LFO to do both. So we're going to go LFO 2 and route that into our wavetable position. I'm going to scoot over to this side. I want to speed up a little bit. Let's go into our matrix and put bipolar on. I'm going to speed up the first LFO as well, and we're going to stick this LFO over here. Not quite enough, too much, just right. This one is going to start off in the middle. That's where I'm getting a lot of nice squelchiness. Wonderful. Next, I'm going to put the octave of the operator up 1. Now we're going to add in one more voice. This is going to create some weird little fluttery sounds, and similar to the sampler white noise technique that sometimes I use. Basic shapes with cycle through. Put this one up an octave as well. Put the level down. So level down, I also need to put level down with my juice. And we're going to use LFO 1 to also control the level of this one. So not too much. Now what I want to do to create that little side effect here is going to be more voices. Oh, you hear that? Without it, with it. It's not quite naughty enough, and you know I like my synths when they're very naughty. Let's take FM from 2 and put it into 3. So grab this one here and go FM from 2 as well. You hear that? It's a lot more squelchy and weird versus without. With it. Oh. Next, distortion. Push the drive up. Now you want to increase some of those upper harmonics, add a little bit of nice texture or a bit of saturation, adding a bit more grit in there, but you don't want too much. I like that a lot. A bit of OTT compression. Boost some of these bands. Maybe about here is good. That extra high part's going to help it cut through the mix nicely. So without it. EQ. Take our middle band here. And a little bit more mids. Get that mids up. Low mids here. And then touch my brightness. Without everything. With everything. Those of you that are very astute might notice that we're clipping a bit. We're going into the red. What I want to do here is just actually clip that saturation. Slap that on. Soft clip. Yeah. Right, so we're not clipping off down to the body of the sound to cause too much extra distortion. We're mostly just taking off those peaks, right? The little transienty bits. All right, let's add it into the track. Let's go. Lovely. What I like to do in my tracks is make a subtle variation to the synth. So you still want the sounds to be homogeneous to what the song is. So you're not just chucking in like 1,000 different flavors everywhere. It still makes sense for the song. It's part of the same story, but you want to change it up a bit as you go, right? variation is nice. So what I like to do is we'll duplicate this one, get rid of that, get rid of that. So we're keeping the same pattern of the notes. Stick our FM down 1 octave. Here we go. Let's have a listen. Ugh, that's pretty cool. So now we get the switch up. Oh, hey. All right, you can tell that it's just all okay. You can tell that everything is all at the front, right? And what do we need to tie that into our drums? That's right, some sidechain compression. So let's slap on a compressor here. Sidechain input from our kick and snare group. Ratio all the way up, attack all the way down. Let's dial in this release. We're going to bring the release down until it feels nice. Obviously, this is far too much gain reduction, but I like to put things to the extreme, get a good sense of how they feel, and then go back up to something a little bit more sensible. So now we've got that side chaining nicely. Let's bring the threshold up to something more sensible. Turn it off. Yeah, too bad. Nasty. Yucky, yucky. And then with the side chain on. All right, all together. Lovely. Alrighty guys, that's it for me today. Let's come back to this track next week and we're going to add in some more synths and I'm going to work on how I would make a full track. Exciting? I think so. Alright, thanks guys. That's been Alex Subhuman here with Nitropop Melbourne and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.